Marilyn Monroe is one of the most iconic stars of Hollywood's golden age, but she was often unfairly labeled as a dumb blonde because of the roles she played and her glamorous public image. However, behind that image was a woman of surprising intelligence and depth. Monroe was highly well-read, with a personal library of over 400 books, covering topics from literature and philosophy to psychology. She studied works by authors such as James Joyce, Albert Camus, and Arthur Miller, whom she later married. Monroe was deeply curious and eager to learn, often taking acting classes to improve her craft and expand her understanding of human behavior. She had a sharp mind and an insightful perspective on life and fame, which was often overlooked by the media. Her intelligence also showed in how she managed her career, negotiating contracts and striving for roles that challenged her. Marilyn Monroe was much more than the stereotype. She was a brilliant woman whose intellect and vulnerability continue to inspire admiration today. Humphrey Bogart, one of Hollywood's most iconic tough guy actors, was often seen by the public as a simple, rough character both on and off screen. However, this image was misleading. Behind the gruff exterior, Bogart was remarkably sharp and politically aware. He was deeply engaged with social issues of his time, supporting causes such as civil rights and opposing fascism during World War II. Bogart used his celebrity status to speak out against injustice, helping to raise awareness on important political matters. Unlike many stars who avoided controversy, he wasn't afraid to stand up for what he believed in, demonstrating a strong social conscience. Moreover, Bogart was intelligent and thoughtful about his craft, carefully selecting roles that challenged stereotypes. His quick wit and insightful observations made him a respected figure among peers. Far from being the dumb tough guy stereotype, Humphrey Bogart was a brilliant, socially conscious man who used both his talents and his platform to make a meaningful impact beyond Hollywood. Mae West was one of Hollywood's most daring and memorable stars during the Golden Age. Known for her witty, risque lines and sultry persona, many people dismissed her as merely a sex symbol or comic entertainer. However, this view overlooks her sharp intellect and business savvy. West was not only a talented actress but also a clever writer who crafted much of her own material. Her clever wordplay and double entendres were ahead of their time, challenging social norms and censorship in a way few others dared. Beyond the stage and screen, she was a shrewd businesswoman who understood the value of controlling her image and career. West negotiated contracts that ensured she retained creative control and financial benefits, something rare for actresses of her era. She also owned theaters and had a keen sense of marketing. Mae West's wit, intelligence, and entrepreneurial spirit made her a trailblazer who broke boundaries and paved the way for future generations of women in entertainment. Jane Mansfield was often seen as just another blonde bombshell of Hollywood's golden age, famous for her curvy figure and playful, flirtatious persona. However, beneath the glamorous image, Mansfield was surprisingly intelligent and a highly skilled entertainer who took charge of her career with notable shrewdness. Unlike many actresses typecast solely for their looks, she was determined to prove herself as a versatile performer. Mansfield studied acting seriously and worked hard to improve her craft, appearing not only in comedies but also in musicals and dramas. She was also an astute businesswoman who understood the power of publicity and self-promotion. Mansfield carefully managed her public image to maximize her fame, often using media attention to keep herself in the spotlight. Beyond her on-screen work, she was a talented singer and stage performer, showcasing her range as an artist. Additionally, Mansfield was educated, reportedly with above-average intelligence, and valued education for her children. Her blend of beauty, brains, and business savvy helped her carve out a unique place in Hollywood, challenging the notion that bombshell stars lacked depth. Jane Mansfield remains a fascinating example of someone who defied simple stereotypes to create a lasting legacy. Cary Grant is remembered as one of Hollywood's most charming and handsome leading men, often playing suave, debonair characters. However, many underestimated his intelligence and business acumen, focusing only on his looks and charisma. In reality, Grant was highly articulate and well-educated, speaking several languages including French and German. His quick wit and sharp conversational skills made him a favorite both on and off set. Beyond his talents as an actor, Grant was an astute businessman who carefully managed his career and finances. He was savvy about contract negotiations and chose roles that would enhance his image and longevity in the industry. Grant also had a deep understanding of the filmmaking process, often contributing ideas on set and collaborating closely with directors and writers. His ability to balance commercial appeal with artistic quality helped him maintain his status as a top star for decades. Furthermore, Cary Grant's sophistication extended into his personal life, where he was known for his cultured tastes and intellectual curiosity. Far from being just a pretty face, Cary Grant was a brilliant, multifaceted individual who combined talent, intelligence, and business savvy to become a true Hollywood legend. Bette Davis was one of Hollywood's most powerful and respected actresses, yet her fierce personality often led people to misunderstand her as difficult or overly aggressive. In reality, Davis was incredibly intelligent and deeply committed to her craft. She was known for her sharp wit, quick thinking, and unyielding determination to portray complex, strong women on screen, roles that challenged the era's typical portrayals of women. Davis constantly pushed herself to improve as an actress, studying scripts thoroughly and working tirelessly to bring authenticity and depth to her characters. Beyond acting, she was a savvy businesswoman who fought for better roles and greater creative control at a time when studios tightly controlled their stars. Her insistence on quality and professionalism helped redefine what it meant to be a leading lady in Hollywood. Davis was also highly articulate and outspoken, using her voice to challenge unfair industry practices and advocate for actors' rights. Far from being just a tough personality, Bette Davis combined intelligence, talent, and fierce dedication to leave a lasting legacy in film history as one of the greatest actresses of all time. Joan Crawford was often admired for her glamorous image and commanding screen presence during Hollywood's golden age, but many underestimated the sharp intelligence and business acumen behind her success. Crawford was not just a talented actress, she was a savvy strategist who understood the complexities of Hollywood politics and the importance of managing her career proactively. She carefully cultivated her public persona and worked relentlessly to stay relevant in a highly competitive industry. Unlike many stars who relied solely on studio support, Crawford took control of her own destiny by negotiating favorable contracts and making smart career choices that ensured her longevity. She was also known for her strong work ethic, discipline, and determination, which helped her navigate the often cutthroat world of Hollywood. Crawford's ability to reinvent herself and adapt to changing tastes made her a formidable force in the industry. Behind the glamour, she was a shrewd businesswoman who understood how to leverage her fame to maintain power and influence. Joan Crawford's legacy is a testament to how intelligence and savvy can drive success beyond just talent or looks. Clark Gable, famously known as the King of Hollywood, was often admired for his rugged good looks and charismatic screen presence. However, many overlooked the sharp intelligence and quick wit that made him a respected figure both on and off set. Gable was known among colleagues for his clever sense of humor and ability to think on his feet, qualities that helped him navigate the pressures of Hollywood with ease. He approached his craft thoughtfully, carefully selecting roles that played to his strengths while challenging himself to grow as an actor. Beyond his on-screen persona, Gable had a keen understanding of the filmmaking process and was known to contribute ideas during production, showing a deep engagement with his work. His intelligence extended to his personal life as well, where he was recognized for his practical approach to business and reputation management. Despite the public often focusing on his macho image, Clark Gable was a multifaceted individual who combined talent, wit, and smarts. This blend of qualities helped cement his status as one of Hollywood's most enduring and beloved stars, proving he was much more than just a handsome face. Rita Hworth was often typecast as the glamorous bombshell of Hollywood's golden age, admired primarily for her beauty and sensual appeal. However, behind this glamorous image was a highly talented and intelligent woman who skillfully managed her own career. Hworth was an accomplished dancer, trained extensively in ballet and other dance forms from a young age, which added depth to her performances and set her apart from many of her contemporaries. She worked hard to refine her skills, proving herself as a versatile entertainer rather than just a pretty face. Beyond her talent, Hworth showed great business savvy in navigating the Hollywood studio system. She understood the importance of managing her public image and negotiating contracts to advance her career. Hworth also dealt with the pressures of fame and the challenges of typecasting by continuously seeking roles that showcased her range. Her ability to reinvent herself and maintain relevance in a competitive industry demonstrated a sharp intellect and strategic thinking. Rita Hayworth's legacy goes beyond her iconic looks. She was a gifted performer and a savvy professional who carefully shaped her own path in Hollywood. James Dean is often remembered as the quintessential rebellious youth of Hollywood's golden age, but this popular image doesn't capture the full depth of his intelligence and artistic dedication. Far from being a reckless troublemaker, Dean was a deeply thoughtful and introspective individual. He was committed to method acting, a demanding technique that requires intense emotional honesty and psychological insight. Dean studied extensively, training under some of the most respected acting coaches of his time, including Lee Strasberg at the Actors Studio. His dedication to understanding human emotions and motivations made his performances powerful and authentic, setting a new standard for realism in film acting. Despite his brief career, Dean's approach influenced generations of actors who followed. Off-screen, he was known for his curiosity, philosophical outlook, and passion for exploring complex characters rather than simply relying on his youthful looks or rebellious image. This combination of intellect, emotional depth, and artistic rigor shows that James Dean was far more than a teenage icon. He was a brilliant, pioneering actor whose impact continues to resonate in Hollywood today. Gene Kelly is best known as one of Hollywood's greatest dancers, famous for his athletic and innovative style that transformed film musicals. But Kelly's talents went far beyond his incredible dance skills. He was also a brilliant director, producer, and choreographer who deeply understood the business and creative sides of showbiz. Kelly often took the reins behind the camera, directing and producing some of his most famous films, including Singin' in the Rain, which remains a classic today. His vision helped shape the musical genre, blending dance with storytelling in fresh, exciting ways. Kelly's intelligence showed in how he carefully crafted his work to appeal to broad audiences while maintaining artistic integrity. He was a perfectionist who worked tirelessly to innovate, combining technical skill with creativity. Beyond his on-screen charisma, Kelly was a savvy businessman who negotiated contracts that gave him creative control, a rare achievement for performers at the time. His ability to wear many hats, dancer, director, producer, made him a true pioneer in Hollywood. Gene Kelly's legacy is a testament to how talent paired with sharp intellect and business savvy can change an entire industry. Lucille Ball was much more than a beloved comedic actress. She was a brilliant businesswoman who revolutionized the entertainment industry. While audiences adored her for her comedic timing and charm on I Love Lucy, few fully appreciated her sharp intellect and savvy behind the scenes. Ball co-founded Desilu Studios with her husband, Desi Arnaz, and played a crucial role in turning it into one of the most successful independent production companies in Hollywood. Under her leadership, Desilu produced groundbreaking shows like Star Trek and Mission Impossible. Lucille was deeply involved in the creative and business decisions, from script approvals to managing contracts and budgets. After Arnaz's departure, she became one of the first women to run a major Hollywood studio, an extraordinary achievement in a male-dominated industry. Her pioneering spirit extended to innovations in television production, including the multi-camera setup and filming in front of a live audience, which set the standard for sitcoms. Lucille Ball's combination of comedic genius, sharp business acumen, and fearless leadership made her an extraordinary force in entertainment, proving she was as brilliant off-camera as she was on. Audrey Hepburn is remembered worldwide not only for her timeless beauty and elegance but also for her remarkable intelligence and compassion. Fluent in several languages including English, French, Italian, and Dutch, Hepburn's multilingual abilities reflected her cosmopolitan upbringing and keen intellect. She was more than just a Hollywood icon, she was a well-educated woman with a strong curiosity about the world. Hepburn studied ballet seriously, which contributed to her graceful presence on screen, and she approached acting with dedication and thoughtful artistry. Beyond her film career, Audrey became deeply involved in humanitarian work later in life. As a goodwill ambassador for UNICEF, she traveled extensively to some of the world's poorest regions, using her fame to raise awareness and improve the lives of children suffering from poverty and conflict. Hepburn's philanthropy was driven by genuine empathy and a commitment to making a difference, showing a depth of character that went far beyond her glamorous image. Her combination of intelligence, talent, and kindness has left a lasting legacy, making her one of the most admired figures not only in Hollywood history but also in global humanitarian efforts.